Gary Hunter was the favorite target.
I tell you, Gary is just playing with so much confidence. He has an idea of exactly what needs to be done, and then here Connor on the ground.
Connor Kasser, 2 carries, 29 yards, and leaves with a concussion.
Yeah, it actually happened on the first play, and he finished out the series, but he wasn't feeling well, so our trainers took him off.
So bring in Robert Washington, and a touchdown pass. Dayton goes up 7-0.
Yeah, and I tell you, I thought this was a good sign for us, the way we were moving the ball against them.
Here they come back the other way on a 3rd down call there, and you're able to knock it away defensively.
Yep, get them off the field, get our offense back on the field.
And Will goes deep. This time, Gary can't make the catch, just a little bit underthrown and off the top of his helmet. But then the next series, you try it again, and 86 yards later, Hunter is in the end zone.
He gets it this time, and so we're jumping out to a quick lead here, and our offense is moving the ball.
Now you go for a 2-point conversion here and don't get it. What was the call there?
What the call was, we line up in what we call Mother Goose, and if it's there, they're to take it. And Luke Johnson saw it, and he thought it was there.
And this was there for them. It was a run by their quarterback. Lancaster goes up the middle, and all of a sudden it's a 13-6 ball game because they get the extra point blocked.
We blocked the extra point there, which was a good sign for us. And then our offense, though, came back here, and they were moving the ball. They responded.
Will Bardo putting it on the ground, and now we go into the second quarter, and Bardo looking over the middle. Gary Hunter makes another nice catch, gets you down to about the 30-yard line.
We're moving, Mike. Again, as long as our offense is moving, their offense doesn't have the ball.
Okay, you've got a goal-to-go situation. It's 4th down and goal-to-go. Pitch on the outside and a touchdown for Robert Washington.
Great read by Will there, great call there, and so jumps us up to 20 now.
20-6 early in the second quarter. Here they go over the middle. Nice hookup this time, takes them deep into Flyer territory.
He did. He read the coverage correctly and found the right person, but we get pressure on him.
Yeah,
get him down.
Defensively, you get him once. You go in twice, there's the running back, but the ball's with the quarterback here. So defensively, a big stand there, and the Flyers turn them away with nothing.
With nothing. I thought that was a very big force there. And then our offense, again, Ross Smith here makes a big play out of that short pass.
And this one's going to be called back a little bit because of a blocking in the back penalty, but you still get the first down and keep the drive alive. And Will able to buy some time with his feet and then scrambling inside the 20-yard line.
Got us a first down there.
Now running the offense, and great play right there. Just faked out the linebacker and dances into the end zone.
That's one of the assets of Will, is his feet, his quickness, and be able to accelerate.
So with 2:40 left to play, you're up 27-6, but they hit on a big play right here. An ankle tackle avoids a touchdown, but they're able to keep it alive and find the end zone right here, right before halftime.
Right before halftime, and that was big for them.
So you go into the locker room up 27-13 and really had to like where you were, but a little bit cautious as you talked to the guys at halftime.
We were. We knew, hey, this game isn't over. Even though we're up by 2 touchdowns, they started getting some momentum. Lancaster started getting into a rhythm, finding the receivers and reading coverage as well. Their defense was starting to stop our ground game there, so we had to come back out in the second half, be able to exert ourselves.
Now, of course, football is a game of adjustments, and both sides make them at halftime, and they made some adjustments offensively that seemed to help them move the football.
They did. They did, and I thought a big part of it, Mike, was the idea of he was reading our coverages so well. He was checking at the line and making calls there and things, and then being able to put the ball where they needed to put it.
All right, let's get back out to Welcome Stadium for second half action, and the Flyers with the lead at halftime, but it was starting to dwindle as Will makes a bad throw.
Makes a bad throw here. He forced something there. That was his worst decision, and again, this came right out of the halftime there, so momentum for them.
Yeah, they grab some momentum and try to make something happen. You nail the quarterback here on 3rd down. He's short of the first down, so they got to line up for a field goal. They get it up and down. It's a 27-16 game now.
Yep, they got points out of it. That was the key for them.
Flyers can't move. Here comes Butler back again, going for a long throw, and it's incomplete, but a flag comes in, pass interference. I didn't see that one, Coach.
That was very tough for us to accept, Mike. We didn't see it there, but officials called it, Then they get us on an inside route there, beat us on a man coverage. And then here I thought was a big one here. We got him on the run there, and he finds the guy, and the tight end makes a great play.
Yeah, Chris Beechler was just a little bit late getting to that one.
Yep,
there.
on the scramble there.
27-23 now with plenty of time left to play, and the Flyers trying to make something happen offensively. They knocked down a third down pass.
Yeah, as I said, the strength of their defense is their D-line there, and they started exerting themselves.
Going deep again this time. It's tipped away, but for some reason there was a pass interference penalty called there. This one, though, was picked up.
The officials, the good crew there, they got together, talked about what they were seeing and so forth, and they decided no, there was no pass interference.
Here we go into the fourth quarter. Razzle-dazzle, hand it off, and then throw it back to the quarterback. Big play for a first down.
It was third down. It was a third down play by them, and a really good catch by Lancaster.
Lancaster keeps it alive, goes down inside the 5-yard line with a pass there. So they are in business, first and goal, and the big guy, he's kind of a Tim Tebow type of quarterback.
He is. He's about 225 pounds and strong there, and he found the crease.
So they go up 30-27. You start making something happen to Ross Smith. Ross makes a catch here, and then Ross makes another catch, which was good news until you look back at the other end of the field and you saw Will Bardo down with an ankle injury. What, a high sprain, was it?
High sprain there, and at first I didn't know if it was a knee, Mike. I really did, the way he was laying, but it was a sprain there. We were able to get points out of it. We got a field goal to tie it up, but all at once, here comes that offense again with Lancaster.
Yeah, you get the field goal to tie it at 30. Here comes Lancaster. He scrambles out of trouble. He runs out of bounds a couple of yards shy of the first down, so they're going to have to kick the field goal. They get it for the lead. 33-30, but you've got plenty of time left. You've got 3.5 minutes left.
3.5 minutes. Our offense had moved beforehand, and Luke Johnson's in now. It's a couple passes for us. We get a first down. So things are okay.
Big play right here. Yeah. Johnson back to throw. He's hit before he throws. The ball comes loose. Butler recovers, and they move it downfield, but they get no points out of that.
Right. That was a big stand for us here. Here on a fourth down play. And they're trying for the first because it's about 2 yards, and Austin Albert came up with a big play here. So we have one last chance here.
Luke scrambling out of trouble. He gets it up near the 30-yard line. But then fourth down, got to make something happen. It comes up short to Gabe Masis, and it goes as a 33-33 loss and a tough one to take for the Flyers.
It was, Mike. One was it knocked us out of the PFL contention there and not being able to do that, but we got 2 more games to go, and we want to finish strong.
You know, you lose 3 in a row now to Butler, 4 of the last 5. This is a really good rivalry, a really heated rivalry right now.
It is, Mike, and because location-wise, we're not that far away. We know about each other's program. The recruitment of very similar athletes. I mean, a lot of their players visited us, and a lot of our players visited them. So it's back and forth. We know each other. It's a good, healthy rivalry, and just a hard-fought game, as the last 3 years have shown.
Unfortunately for the Flyers, it was Senior Day yesterday. All the festivities, including handing out the Andy Zulli Award, the most prestigious award in the program. We'll tell you who won it when the Rick Chamberlin Show continues, so don't go away. All right, welcome back to the Rick Chamberlin Show. And Coach, Senior Day is always a tough day because it's a bunch of guys that you've got that are going to be playing their last home football game. Some for their career, others with a chance to come back as redshirt seniors.
Well, yeah, we had 26 young men yesterday, Mike, and a number of them, we had 8 fifth-year guys who this was it for them, and then a number of our true senior class that some will be coming back. But it's still, it's a heartfelt day, Mike. It really is. As a coach, you're very proud to see these young men make it through those 4 years and 5 years, and you hate to see them go. You really do.
Take a look at the pregame festivities, the parents on hand, and of course it's just as sad for the parents as it is for the coach.
some of them, it's a lot tougher for them to give up the football games, day activities for them.
Chris Cortopassi from Chicago, going out to see his mom and dad. It's one of those things. But as a coach, you're standing there shaking every hand. It's a tough thing to do.
It is. It gets very emotional, Mike, because again, you've been with these young men for 4 and 5 years, and you've had so many good times with them, great wins, and recovering from some losses there together. So they're a family. They're part of your family.
And the thing about it is, it's a tough call for some of these kids because this is a non-scholarship program. Now, there's a lot of guys with the option to come back next year and play a 5th year, but that's a lot of money to tie up for a 5th year of an education.
It is, Mike, and for families to make that commitment and that sacrifice to say, hey, this is important to our son, to continue to have one more year of UD football. Of course, to be in the environment of the University of Dayton for another year. And many of them, they just have to come back for one semester. They'll graduate in December, or they'll graduate this coming May and come back and start on a master's program.
On a master's or graduate program.
Which helps them there too. But it is a sacrifice.
Now, that was pregame. At halftime, you come back out of the locker room and tell us a little bit about the Andy Zulli Award and what that means to the program.
The Andy Zulli, as you were saying before the commercial break, was that it's our most prestigious award. And it's in honor of Lieutenant Andy Zulli, who played football at UD, went off to the Army, World War II, and was killed, unfortunately. This was the 58th year of it. And you go down through the list, and there's so many outstanding individuals that are part of it, because those individuals exemplify what UD football is about. Character, leadership, academics, just community serve, just everything. They're the total package that you would want.
Because it's interesting, it's not the most valuable player on the team, it's more than that.
It's more than that, Mike. You're exactly right there. And the MVP is the one we could do without the least on game day. This is a young man that does so much more for your program, not just on game day, but throughout his life and his experience.
It is a secret. Nobody knows it except the coaching staff and a few other people. And there's Tim Wobbler, athletic director, out to hand the award to a young man from Cincinnati, Nick Weston, an outstanding pick there.
It was. And I tell you, it's hard every year, Mike, to get it down to one individual because there's so many worthy recipients. But Nick was a great choice there from St. X High School, quality program. The transition for him was very easy from St. X to UD and the culture that we have here. So we are so happy for Nick.
A young man like that, what does he bring that made people vote for him for that award?
I think it was his positive attitude that he had. Nick was injured all last year. He had a neck injury, a stinger, first game against Illinois State. Didn't get to play the whole time. They didn't know if he was going to play again. But he fought through that, kept very positive, Mike. Then he's such a great leader on the team. Keeps everybody into it, keeps them focused, and then keeps them upbeat.
All right, that is the positive side of a tough day for the Dayton Flyers yesterday. When we come back, we'll take you up front to the offensive line. Another of those redshirt seniors, or seniors, I should say, Chris Cortopassi, is in the spotlight when we come back. Welcome back to the Rick Chamberlin Show. And Coach, when you talk about seniors and big guys up front, Chris Cortopassi seems to fit that bill.
He does, Mike. He's one of our senior offensive linemen who actually made a change from one position to the other. He was an offensive tackle last year, but because of our depth, we were able to move him back in at guard to help us there. And so it's been a good move, and he's been a steady force for us all year.
You know, you take his helmet off, and he really doesn't look like a mean guy at all, kind of a teddy bear guy, isn't he?
He does. He's got that body, that round body and so forth, and a smile on his face, but he puts the helmet on, and he'll get after you.
Had a chance to talk with Chris Cortopassi this week about playing in what could be his final season with the Flyers and blocking up front for the offensive guys.
I think our offense has finally clicked. The O-line's just, we molded together and we figured out what we're strong at, and running the ball is definitely our strength right now. And we pound the rock. We're very close to getting Cass over 1,000 yards, and that'd be a huge, huge accomplishment. Being an O-lineman, you got a lot of pride in getting him over that, and just getting 1,000 yards rushing. We haven't had one of those in a long time. That would be great.
The Chicago native moved a step down the line this season, going from tackle to guard to help fill a hole.
The main reason for that is because me and SD were splitting time at right tackle last year. So I went to Oaks' office after the season. I said, I don't think there's a point in having both of us play right tackle. I'd like to move to guard. And so far, the transition hasn't been too hard. Maybe I should have been a guard the whole time. I've enjoyed it a lot more, pulling around and moving a lot more. It's a fun position to play.
Chris has one more season of eligibility if he wants to come back and play, but looking toward a long-term future, that choice is not an easy one to make.
It's up in the air right now. I'm a pre-dent major, bio major, so I'm waiting to hear back from dental schools to see if I get in dental school, and if I do, I don't know if I'm going to be able to come back for a 5th year, but if I don't, then it's still up in the air if I could.
With that in mind, Chris wants to go out in style this season, taking care of some unfinished business.
This whole season has almost been a season of like getting back into it, getting revenge on teams that we should have won games on. Last 2 years, we've lost games that we should have won. So this season has a lot been about just coming together and getting things done.